Yo, yo. Alright, you guys. So in our stream, we did um we did this connection refused error where we intentionally caused this error over here. So today we're gonna try to intentionally cause this error over here. Um, this OS error, Windows error, only usage of each socket address. Okay, so because the reason is because we were saying the reason we want to intentionally cause these errors is that so we can get a better grasp of what's going on the firewalls. Sorry, and firewalls and servers, and cause the errors to happen in that area of the computer, so we could better understand, the whole what to expect if you're gonna go through something on your computer and you're trying to build something and you don't want to necessarily go through those errors. We decided to ask ChatGPT for foundational errors that you might see in a computer, and get those errors, recreate them, solve them, and report them, reference them on the YouTube channel, and have you guys check it out. All right, with God's help, and you know, um, keep going from there with God's help. All right. Okay. So now what we're gonna do today, we're going to we're going to what did I say? Um, get this guy over here. Yeah. Okay. How many years would you have to do? All right. So we did this one last time. Oops. This guy. Today we're gonna do this one with God's help. So we're gonna recreate it, and we're gonna cause it to break. We're gonna trigger the error, and then we're gonna so we're gonna save this. Maybe we'll save this one on GitHub. So, oh, that's awesome. So we're gonna do this GitHub. Oops, sorry guys. So sign in. We're gonna make a repository profile, and new repository, network errors. Okay, network errors. What we're gonna do, add a new folder. Alright. New file. Reference. Hopefully that's how you spell it correctly. Alright. Socket. Borders. Okay. So we did this one. Commit changes. Check emoji. I went to check emoji. Copy. I want to go over to this guy. How many errors do you have to understand in order to understand servers and firewall? Okay, so this one we did. Oops. What the heck? Alright, edit this file. Alright. So we got this guy. Okay. We did this guy. And today we're gonna do this OS window error. We're gonna do this guy. Alright. So commit changes. Oops. Okay. Excuse me. Update reference. Oops. Okay. OSError. Okay, can do this one now. Alright. Absolutely. Let's intentionally trigger and fix OSError, Windows error. 10,048. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. Only one usage of each socket is normally permitted. All right. So one usage is. Alright, this error is super common when working with servers on Windows. It happens when you try to start a server on a port that's already in use or hasn't been properly released yet. Okay, step by step trigger and fix Windows error 1048 10,048. You're trying to bind a port, but another server is already using it. Okay, write a server. Okay, let's just write it in JavaScript. Can you write the server in JavaScript? So I'm actually not going to use this server. Last time he wrote a simpler and shorter server, so we're going to use this guy. 40. I'm going to try causing this error. Alright. Alright, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really matters which one you write it with. We're just trying to recreate the error. Trying to recreate the errors and to do them again. Programming, projects, programming. Okay. Programming. So go to projects. New folder. Okay, this is gonna be called. This is gonna be called. Networking errors. Alright, networking errors. Select folder. Alright. Do you want to save the changes? No. Don't save. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a JavaScript folder. Server. Okay, one server. One JS. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, now we're gonna do the same guy to server.js. We're gonna run the same. So really, to just learn it, you can honestly, without knowing anything about server side scripting, just honestly just copy it from ChatGPT and paste it, because we're just trying to generate the error. We're not even trying to learn the errors for the codes right now. We're just trying to specifically generate errors in the server side atmosphere, specifically because that's what we're trying to learn right now. Alright, so hopefully the error gets run correctly and it's the exact same error. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do node. Okay, so it works. So we're gonna do node server. Oh, one server. Oh, what the heck? Invalid token. Is there some random thing over here somewhere? Oh, that's probably why. We actually did a video actually on unexpected tokens. It's actually an error that pops up when the compiler sees a random thing. It's not the way I remember it said it. It's not even a thing you can do in try. You cannot. There's a certain way you do, like, I don't really know how to do this, but I've seen people do it. Like, they do try and then they like generate some some error code or whatever, and it's not gonna catch it won't catch certain errors in there. So that's why, like, for example, you cannot catch a syntax error, for example. That's what ChatGPT was saying. So it's kind of interesting. So this should work. God's help right now. All right. What? Import socket. What's the problem? Syntax error cannot import statements outside of a module. Okay, I don't know that error. Maybe it has to be at the top. All right, import. Hold up. This is not. Is this? This is not JavaScript. Yeah. This is not JavaScript. Yeah, this is not JavaScript. Sorry. Excuse me. Where is this one? We used one. And the other one. Sorry. JS, alright. Alright, we won't go too crazy right now. God's help. Alright, so we're just gonna have him generate another piece of JavaScript code. Just make a small server. Alright, yeah, this is something that we're gonna do. Alright, so this should generate the error using JavaScript. Okay. Alright, server. Okay, so now what we gotta do, we gotta open up another PowerShell later, paste. Oh shoot, dang it. To server.js node to server. All right. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, hold up. Node to server.js. Okay. So it seemed like it gave us an error, which is what we're expecting. Oh, okay, let's go. Okay. So already in use, yeah. So server listen EADDRUNZ already address is already in use. All right, you guys. So, oops. Excuse me. Air listen EADDRUNZ already in use. Okay. So we got the error. Port is already listen already in use. Now we're just gonna ask it how come it's called something else. That's what we're gonna ask it. How come it's not called OSError? Maybe because that one's in Python. Why does Node give you error, but Python on the Windows gives error? Yeah, it's interesting. They get different errors, but it's the exact same thing. They're the same error under the hood. Both mean you're trying to bind the port that's already in use. That's interesting. Difference in language runtime. The language runtime. The difference is in the language runtime. The error formatting JavaScript versus Python. Error formatting JavaScript versus Python. The Error formatting Java. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's see what happens when we actually run the error when we try to generate this error in Python. Let's see. Python. And the server worked, by the way, and the server works. You know this because it says here you go localhost, boom. It's supposed to go. Hey, let's go. Nice. All right, so the error works. Okay, now what? Now what do we want to do is server.py. Okay, new file. Okay, server.py. Oh man. Okay. Okay, we can call this 3server.py. Alright, so what we're gonna try doing. Alright. So it's a difference in the language, but it's the exact same error. Very interesting. Python. Hopefully Python 3 works. Server.py. Python. Oops. Exit. Python server py. Okay. Traceback connection refused error. That's funny. But the problem is port 5000. What's on port 5000? That's the question. That is the question. Alright, so we're gonna really look up how to look up what's being run on a port on Windows. Great question on Windows. Netstat. Excuse me. I guess this is just something you gotta remember. So we're just gonna write it down, because you know, who knows what's gonna be about this, unless you're master boss. All right, we're gonna write it down real quick, and God's help, we'll eventually get to that level, being the master boss. All right. All right, let's get it. N net stat no find str. All right, so we're gonna do this. But we want to do 5000. All right, there's nothing there. That's funny. Why is it giving you an error though, bro? All right, fine. Very peculiar. Net stat no str. Yeah, nothing was found. That's funny. Thanks for the detail. Your server is calling as connect. Maybe we'll just do a. Maybe just change the. We're just gonna change the port because some other guy is using it, but it seemed like we actually got the exact error we wanted to generate in the first place. It's just we kind of want to like use the server with the other program. Oops. Python server.py. Trace back. That's funny. Why? That's the question. Oh, because this is a different one. Okay. So we gotta save this one. Saving it. This should work. What? Also, still? That's the crazy part, is what's the problem with this thing? Maybe maybe it's generating this error on purpose somehow. I honestly don't know what the code says. Just make the most simple Python server. Absolutely. Python M server. Okay. Okay. So we're on server, Python server. Okay, now it's listening on this port. Alright, what we're gonna try doing now, Python, oops, Python, Python 4, what's that thing, 3 server. There you go. Okay, so now we intentionally were able to cause the connection refused, window error 10,000, and let's see if it's the exact same one as our GitHub page. Okay. Okay. Seemingly it's very close. Let's see if there's a reason for that. 10,061 because target machine is actively using it. Oops. Intentionally triggered the, although the error is 10,061, no? 10,048, no? Okay, so it's the same. It's actually 10,061 also on this guy. It's a connection refused. Question is why I gave 61 over 48, and why is it that and not 48, even though both are related to ports? Resume scene 48. The client tried to connect to a port where no server is listening. The server tried to bind to a port that's already in use. So Python is trying to act as a client, connecting to a port where nothing is listening. That's correct error. Yeah, that's funny. The thing is, we were connecting to a. Sorry. The thing is, though. Let's try doing. Let's just send it to background. Okay, is there a way to do it? Is there a way to send a process to the background in Windows? By the way. All right. Start process Python. Alright, so we're gonna try to start. Okay. Server dot py. Okay. We're gonna try server.py. Okay, so now it started. Seemingly it started. Now let's try running this guy. See if it gets 48. Ah, man, still 41. 61, sorry. Still 61. Alright, let's see. For this, we have two server.py files with the same code. One run on the background and still same 1061. The code also. Excuse me. Alright. So question, you're trying to run server .py in the background using process start process and then run a client server .py that connects to it, but you're getting, even though the code looks correct, let's diagnose what's going on step by step. Your server is correct, the code works when they run directly. It starts a server on waits for a client. You're using the highs, but you can't see the output, so you know the server. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. Okay. Alright, we want to. Apparently, it's like we want to send it to the background. We want to make sure it's written. That we're. Oops. New terminal. Run it. Same as before. Excuse me. Start process. Oh man. What's that simple way to run a Python server again? Excuse me. Server. Okay, that's a question. That is a real question. How come in VS Code that that code can run on all these without getting that error though? That's funny. Yeah, excuse me. You can't run multiple times at the same time unless you're actually using different terminals with different ports. So a port is virtual. That's crazy. A port is a virtual number used by your operating system. Open a new. You can make as many servers start as you want. You can only have one process listening on a specific port excuse me, at one time. So how come it works in excuse me, VS Code though? Great catch. And this is where things get tricky. You're seeing that in VS Code you can open multiple terminals and run in more than one terminal. It doesn't give you an error. You think, wait, I thought a port can only be used once. The answer is, it really seems like it's working, but it's not. Excuse me. Let's break what is happening. Only one instance really binds to the port. When you use this multiple times, alright, it fails silently. The first one successfully binds. The others either fail silently, start briefly, but immediately exit or crash. Interesting. Where would you see that error though? Excuse me. Let's point exactly where you would see that the error when trying to bind to port. meaning you would have to like reverse engineer a bug or like compile this code on your excuse me. The question is digging deep. You don't see the error in VS Code when the port is already in use. No, you don't need to reverse engineer it, but yes, it can feel like it's hiding the bug, especially when you run a script. When you run scripts via buttons like play, you use background process, a start process. Instead of reverse engineer, here's what you should do. In the terminal, that's funny. Alright, fine. So let's try to run it in the terminal. PowerShell. Documents. For archives. Projects. Tech. Oops. Tech. No. Sorry. Tech. Program projects. Alright. Okay, networking errors. Alright, so we're in this guy again. You know, maybe we could have honestly wrote that program, written this command anywhere. Alright. Oops. What is this guy? Alright. Oops. Alright, let's do this. Python http dot server 1 2 3 4 5. What? That's funny. Why is it working? Okay. This is a really interesting thing that's going on. Usually we're supposed to see an error, but it's not. It's totally not giving any errors. So HTTP server 345. So this is the thing. It's honestly something really deep that's going on here, and you know we just learned that the ports they're actually a number on the operating system. Okay. Bruh. Oops. Bruh. Look. Two different windows running Python server. How come it's not giving any errors though? Aren't we trying to generate errors so we can fix them and learn more deeply about the firewall/servers? Let's just do. Alright. You caught something super deep and subtle. You're running into this in two different PowerShell windows. Windows-M http.server, and somehow no error is showing, even though you're running the same server on the same port in two terminals. What's really happening? From the image, both servers say they're binding to IPv, not IPv6. Sorry, same port on different protocols. Though it's on the same port number. Binding. Some version of Python and allow multiple bindings when a process starts. Localhost 12345. Localhost 12345. Let's see what it says. That's cool. Alright, so we access this port. The browser. Oops, sorry guys. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what you're seeing in your browser is a working client. Even if it's not written in Python, what's happening in the screenshot, you're running Python-M server 12345 in multiple power, then you're running. So the image shows you script. That means the browser is acting as a client, sending a GET request 12345 to 12345, and the built-in Python HTTP server is responding by serving the content. So yes, when you client. So how come the server doesn't cause the error? Error though. The first one binds to IPv6, second binds to IPv4. What if you run a third though, or fourth? Gentle limit. What? Almost always fail. All right, let's see. Let's see if this guy's telling the truth. Python. Okay. Alright, so we got 2, 3. We got 3. That's very interesting. Alright, you guys. We're on to something over here. We're on to something deep. Yo. Wow, you're pushing it to the edge from the image. You're running M server and 4 separate PowerShell windows. Alright, so this is the thing. You're asking the right question. How come it still doesn't error after 4 runs? Here's what's really going on. Excuse me. Sorry. This is one of those go server moments. Only one of those servers is actually running. The others fail silently. Here's how to prove it right now. Alright, let's see. TCP. Okay, look, so we found the Python. Yes, multiple Python processes all listening on. But where's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's crazy. What's going on over here? Yeah, see? Look at this guy. This is crazy. There's a lot of things. Multiple processes are listening. How is it? You're witnessing something very rare and specific. Excuse me. Windows, Python, dual stack. You're witnessing something very rare and specific. Windows plus Python dual stack. So reuse adder. You're using something very rare and specific. Windows plus Python dual stack. So reuse adder. The built-in Python HTTP internally uses socket, so reuse adder. So on some systems, specifically Windows, this allows multiple binds to the same port. This is normally used for hard restart scenarios, old servers cleaning up while new ones start. But every server uses so reuse adder and binds to the same port. The catch, you can get this exact behavior multiple processes to appear to be listening. The catch, only one gets the connection. Okay. Force it to crash. Code. Alright, let's try to run this. Let's just try to run this guy over here. Alright. Server pi. Alright, hopefully this will work. Server dot pi. Oh, okay, sorry. Python server dot pi. Alright, listening. Server 3. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Python 3 server. Let's mind. Yes! We got that right error. Let's go. Alright, you guys. Windows 10 48. Only use one usage of each socket. And this is the proof that we got it. Alright, you guys. We were able to do it. We were able to generate this error. And a proof of this is, let's try to, we'll do this. So you see, because we're using two different, we use this guy on this one and on this guy. We use this one, the same code. This has two codes, and we, how to say, we're able to, when we did the when we binded it to the exact same port, we got this error, Windows error 48, and we got the only one usage of each socket. And that was because some strange weird reason why when we start up the same exact server on different terminal shells, we were not even getting any errors. So that was weird. I don't even understand still how it works, but you know, it was giving like this some kind of adder or whatever, some kind of way it does it. But now it somehow with this code it took it off, right? And so seems even this one even seems more simpler code. Honestly, it looks really small. I don't remember how that other one worked, but this looks very small. I think from compared to what it was before. Anyway, somehow he took off the ability of that adder, and this kind of brings it back to how it's supposed to crash correctly. And we figured out that it crashes the same way it said, because a server cannot be binded to two ports. It can only be binded at one at a time. So you can only have one server per port. So per port can only have one service behind it. That's why this one doesn't crash, because there's two services that's trying to connect to the same port. Only one usage of each socket address is normally permitted. Okay, but for some reason that other one, it didn't seem like it was allowing more, but it seemed like it was just kind of some kind of glitch or whatever, some kind of add. But it even said in this thing, look at this. It doesn't make sense how I was doing it, but some kind of glitch or whatever. with the adder or whatever. But anyway, this totally fixes the situation that you can get the error, and now we can fix it. We're gonna show everybody God's help how to fix it now. We're gonna change the port. So now we're gonna have this guy on this port, server, listening, server. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so what we're gonna do, 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 6. So we're gonna do localhost 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is what it's giving us back. 1 2 3 4 6. Let's just get this guy. For some reason it doesn't work. Even though it says it's listening. Alright, we gotta solve the error though. Google. So something's up though. Localhost 1 2 3 4 6. Okay, so no. Great catch. From your screenshot, it looks like your browser is stuck waiting at this. The other one works though. This guy works. Works with 1 2 3 4 5. You know what? Let's see. Maybe it's from an old. One, two, three, 5 6. 1 2 3 5 6. 1 2 3 5 7. 1 2 3 5 6. Okay, so let's rerun this. 1 2 3 5 7. Alright, so this is probably reason. Yeah. It's probably running one of those old. Oops. One, two, three, four. 1 2 3 5 6. Hey, wait a minute. See 5 6. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Oops. Okay, so hold up. So if both of them give the same breakout code, um, that is good. Oops, sorry. That means we're dealing with the same problem. So you guys have to understand that. Oh, excuse me. We got the error we wanted. Now we're just trying to solve the error. Okay. So try to generate all these errors. Um, Alright, so we're just gonna take its word that it's taking too long. And probably gonna give the same exact error. Alright. As for the excuse me. Alright. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Excuse me. One, two, three, five, six. Alright, we gotta get this code. Alright. So, server. ls server python 3 server python server. Okay, so excuse me. All right, 357. Dang it. What the heck? All right. Excuse me. going on here. Ephemeral port? The ephemeral port, the OS gates, and excuse me. But it's stopped, though, no. Alright. We're gonna give this guy 5022. 5021. Alright. Let's try to make this guy work. What's going on? Alright. It's not working. Alright, sorry. Alright, dang, that's crazy, you guys. Alright, so let's see. I'll explain you guys this question in a couple seconds with God's help. Okay, is debugging ports, like see what service is on what port on WSL easier than on PowerShell? Alright, so great question. Yes, debugging ports generally easier, more flexible in WSL than PowerShell. It's more comfortable. If you're more comfortable with Linux commands. Excuse me. Tunnel. Yeah. Alright, it shouldn't be a problem, honestly. Alright, anyway, the reason I asked this question, though, because if you guys actually see the difference between PowerShell and WSL for certain commands, like, you know, like redirection, you'll see that it's actually very good. WSL is like very good for like redirection. You could like send in an entire multi-line. I don't even know if I don't think it works on Windows. However, correct me if I'm wrong. And that's why I think it's called REPL. However, correct me if I'm wrong. Please write it down in the comments below. If you know any updates or anything like that, it'd be interesting to know what you guys say about it. All right, let's get it. Let's check it out. Okay, we're just gonna throw this in the trash. Okay. Just gonna open up a new terminal. Oops. All right. All right. So what we did. All right. Get this guy. 22. This one's 21. Python server. Okay, listening. Copy. Bruh. What in the world is this? Excuse me. All right. All right. Let's check it out. The reason is of this thing over here. Okay. Whoa! What in the world is this? Oh. All right. We already learned it inside the what's it called? In the Node.js. The question is the code that the specific error we wanted to ask for was only in Python. That's why we just want to fix it. Excuse me. We just want to fix it for the Python. Dang it. Let me just do another port. Oh, that's why. But how come it doesn't exit? So frustrating. Alright, hello? What in the world? This totally changed. Alright. So annoying. Alright, let's just ask a new chat GPT. How to make a simple server in Python that you can connect to on the host. The code though. So big, so much code. Crazy. Okay, 335. $5,035. All right. This is 3. All right, let's go. Let's try to make it work. Okay, maybe it's not the right local host. Doesn't work for some reason. It's crazy. On Node.js, you can just fire it up automatically. I don't know what's wrong with this code. How come it's taking so long to write some code that works? Usually ChatGPT is really good. However, I'm still learning, and I don't know why I can't really, what's it called, see what it says here at the moment. So you guys, if you know, please write it down. If you're able to analyze the code super quick. Okay, let's get it. With God's help, we'll figure it out. Alright, let's get it. Okay, server listening. Yo, let's go. Alright. Oh, man. Why did it go raw? Oh, man. Dang. This is on another level. Come, it turns off, though. Alright, guys, now it works. At least more. Now we just gotta fix some stuff over here. Yo, let's go. Alright, so it's loading. Alright, let's get it. Alright, so now we're gonna try to run this exact same code over here. A different Python shell. Try to generate the error. Yeah, let's go. Okay, we got that right error. Now what we're gonna try to do, change the port. Server. All right, let's go. There's just one little bit of data we gotta change. Oops. 6. Oops. Yo, okay, let's go, you guys. This proves that we were able to fix it. super simple error, and we were able to recreate it. We're gonna copy this guy over here. You guys can find this on the GitHub. Over here. David Chaim Smirnov, right? That's Chaim like CH like Chrome, right? Like Google Chrome. This is David Chaim, right? CH is this makes that sound. You gotta learn it, you know. If you want to speak some languages, with God's help. But it's pretty easy. You can get it after a couple times. Right, okay. David Chaim Smirnov, github.com. Okay. So, good job for everybody that tagged along and solved their exact problems. Nice job, you guys. That's error 10,048. Only one usage of each socket. That's the error we fixed today. Excuse me. We learned a little bit about how to write Python code. And we got the same error on JavaScript, and we were able to recreate this whole thing and solve it. Okay, guys. Thank God. Wish you guys all the success and peace. See you guys. Peace out.